Hello everyone, welcome to Jigyasa. I'm Devashmita. So in the previous video, we have already know about so many different terms of the taxonomical terms. Are in this video, we are going to learn about the rest of the taxonomical terms. So let's start. So first of all, we just see here the bracteole. What do we mean by bracteole? Its secondary bract or bractlet is known as the bracteole. Then spathes, it's a single large and the showy bract which is encloses or the cover in the inflorescence. In case of you just seen about the banana and this is known as the spathe is known as the spadix in case of the banana and maize. So involucre means the role of the bracteole surrounding an inflorescence is known as the involucre. Then epicalyx, calyx, then epicalyx. So epicalyx means a set or the role of the bracts or the bracteoles which adjacent to and the reachability the calyx is known as the epicalyx. If, for example, in case of the Malvaceae family, it is mainly seen in the apicalyx. Then sessile. Already we have a study about the sessile. It means a flower without pedicel is known as the apicalyx. Then pedicellate. Pedicellate means flower with pedicel is known as the pedicellate. Then complete flower. Already I have told all of you that the complete flower means it consists of the both. It consists of the four roles, that is the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. It's known as the complete flower, or the in case of the incomplete flower, one of the role is absent. Either it may be calyx, corolla, androecium, or gynoecium. Any one is lacking in this flower, then this is known as the incomplete flower. Then actinomorphic and zygomorphic, it's very important for in case of your flora formula, you just see this type of the symbol also. This is known as the actinomorphic. Actin, in this actin it is represented as the actinomorphic. So what is it? Actinomorphic means a flower which can be divided into two equal halves in every equal halves. So suppose we just divide a flower, then this is the two equal halves. Then in this type of we just divide into, then it is either longitudinally or vertically, then it complete divided complete two equal halves, then in any plane, then this is known as the actinomorphic. Then zygomorphic, only one plane, only one plane. Then this is known as the zygomorphic, a flower which can be divided into two equal halves on in only one plane. Then this is only one plane means this one, either vertically or um, then this is known as the other two equal halves. It can then create two equal halves in one plane, then this is known as the zygomorphic. Then it is mainly seen in case of the P. salvia and the delphinium, all those things, and these are some example of zygomorphic. Then bisexual flower. Bisexual flower means, or this is otherwise known as the hermaphrodite. So here consists of the both male and the female parts in a single plants or single flower. Then this is known as the bisexual. Then unisexual, it consists of only one, either male or female. Then this type of flower is known as the unisexual, and mainly is denoted is this type of the symbol, and female is denoted as this type of the symbol. So then neutral or the neutral. What is neutral or the neutral? It means the sterile flower which is having only perianth. It is not differentiated into particularly calyx or corolla. Then this is known as the perianth, or without androecium and gynoecium. So this is known as the neutral or the neutral. Then monoecious, dioecious. Monoecious means only one, that is the unisexual flower. Then consists of the only one flower in the same plant, then this is known as the monoecious. Even case this is only either male or female plant. Then in case of the dioecious, both male and female present in different plants. So Then polygamous, more than one gamous is present, then this is known as the polygamous. Then dimerous, dimerous means when the floral part are two or multiple of the two, then this is known as the dimerous. Trimerous, tetramerous, pentamerous, dimerous, trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous, 2 3 4 5. This is the multiple of the floral parts. This is, so that's why this is known as the dimerous. It means presence of two. Then a trimerous means 3, tetramer means 4, then pentamerous means 5. So then hypogynous, hypogynous and perigynous, hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. So the presence of the a flower in which all of the flora flowers arise from the base of the ovary. It means when we cut the ovary, then we just found the ovary is at the top position, then this is known as the hypogynous, or ovary is superior. Then perigynous means it's found ovary is half interior and half superior. It means perigynous means around the ovary. The floral pulse arise around the ovary, and when we got the ovary half interior and half superior, it means ki it consists it consists then half the ovary is half inferior and half superior. Then epigynous means ovary is inferior. So that's why this is the epigynous, hypogynous and the perigynous on the presence of the ovary. This is known as the epigynous and perigynous and hypogynous. Then floret. Floret means individual flower of the composite and the graminy. In case of the individual flower, then this is like the composite family and graminy family. This is known as the floret. And hypanthium, hypanthium means tubular or the flask shaped zone is on the floral axis, and this is known as the hypanthium. Then calyx means outermost roll flower parts is known as the calyx, or otherwise known as the sepal. Then sepal is the unit of the calyx. You whenever you will see any flower, then there is a presence of the green like leafy like structure. This is known as the calyx or the sepal. And then polysepalous means more than one sepals is present, then this is known as the polysepalous. So comes to the next, that is the gamosepalous. Gamosepalous means polysepalous when where sepals are united. Sepals are united, then this is known as the gamosepalous. Or polysepalous means the sepals are present freely present, then this is known as the polysepalous. Then pappus means in case of the composite family or the Asteraceae family, there is the when sepals are reduced to persistent of, it means the calyx is reduced form, then this is known as the in case of the composite family. And it is attached to the fruit and help in the fruit dispersal. uh, this is known as the pappus. And caducus, caducus or fusagious, caducus of the fusagious, it means which fall off very early, that's in case of the poppy is known as the caducus. Then deciduous means fall off just after the fertilization. In case of the mustard, there is the which is fall off after the flower fall off after just after the fertilization. This is known as the deciduous type. Then persistent calyx which doesn't fall off and remain attached to even the fruit. Then in case of the solanaceae, like the solanum or solanum, then datura, then these are some example of the persistent calyx. Then acrescent calyx means persistent calyx growing in size along with the fruit, that is in physalis. In case of the persistent calyx, there is it remains attached even to the fruit, but in case of the acrescent calyx, it the persistent calyx till the fruit, then till the along with the fruit, that size also growing. Then calicus, caliculus. Caliculus means structure resembling the calyx, composed of bracts and the bracteoles. Both the calyx consist of the both bract and bracteoles. Then this is known as the caliculus. Then corolla, corolla means petals. You just see the flowers colors are different in color because of due to this due to the color of the petals. These are the petals. Or the second role is known as the corolla. So petals, unit of corolla corolla is generally colored or showy. Then polypetalous means polypetalous means freely the petals are present in the freely, and then gamopetalous mean united petals. Then perianth mean calyx and corolla which is not differentiated or not distinguished, then this we just call them as the perianth. Then a tepal, unit of the perianth or the individual number of the perianth is known as the tepal. Then Acylamideus means without perianth or the naked is known as the acylamideus. Then lodiculus means minute perianth parts in case of the grass flower. This is known as the lodiculus because they are the perianth. When we just could not identify the calyx and calyx and corolla, calyx and corolla, then we just call them the perianth. But when this is very minute in case of the grass flower, then this is known as the lodiculus, lodicule. Then estivation, estivation means arrangement of the floral flowers during the bud condition is known as the estivation. So some different type of the estivation found. There are so many types of estivation. Then one is velvet, then mm, in duplicate velvet, then reduplicate velvet. Velvet is two types. One is sepal or the petal meeting by their edges without any overlapping, then it is known as the velvet type, and it is of the two types. One is in duplicate, another one is the reduplicate. So one in duplicate means the margin of the each was folded inwards, and the reduplicate means outwards, projecting outwards. So here is the example. Then you can see in this figure or in this picture. Then this one is the velvet type, then one just sepal and the petal meeting by their edge. Here you can see the sepal and the petal meeting their edge. So this is the known as the velvet type. Either it inwards, twisted inward, then it is in duplicate type, or it either it is outward, then this is the reduplicate type. Then twisted type means here you see the in picture number or figure number B, then you just finally twisted type, one overlap to other. So in this type of estimation, one margin of each part is exterior and other is the interior. It means ki overlap with one another. So overlap with one another, then this is known as the twisted type. Then imbricated type means here you see the C in case of the C figure. This one is the example of the imbricate type. In this estimation, 113, this 113 combination in case of the imbricate type. It means the estimation of the five parts, which one is exterior. First one is the exterior, second one is the interior, and the third, rest of the three are having the one margin exterior and other is the interior. So we just see here clearly that one exterior, one interior, and three you can see here one is totally exterior. Here is the one is totally exterior, one is totally interior, and the rest of the three here 1 2 3. So rest of the three, one margin exterior, one margin interior. Here you can see that one margin interior, one margin exterior. So this is the estimation of imbricate type, that the 113, and it's easy to be remember for all of you, that the 113, that is one exterior, one interior, and the three, rest of the three are exterior, interior. So these are the imbricate type, and it is of the ascending and the descending type on the basis of their arrangement of their petals. Then quiquensial, what is quiquensial? In the case of the you just see in the figure D, this is of the quiquensial type because of here is the 2 to 1, the arrangement is the 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. So let's see 2 to 1. So in the distribution fibers where the two are exterior, here we just see that two are exterior, two are exterior, two are interior, and the fifth is having the one margin exterior and other is the interior. So two interior, two exterior, and one is the interior and exterior. So 2 to 1, yes, two interior, first one is the two interior, then the two are exterior, two are exterior, then one is the one is one exterior and one interior, one exterior and one interior. So here in this figure you can see the distribution of the Quick cell type. So then full last one is the uh, sorry D is the ascending, sorry, this is E. Here you can see the just describe all the things, so this is the wrong one. Here is in case of the E figure, in case of the E figure, this is the quick cell type, and one is totally exterior, one sorry, two totally exterior, two totally interior, and one is the external and interior. So this one is the quick cell type, sorry. Okay, then comes to the sorry, then comes to the shape of the corolla. Then the shape of a corolla, in the next video we just describe all the things of the shape of the corolla. One is it is of various type, one is cross shaped, then it may be cross shaped, then campanulate or bell shaped, then infundibular, funnel shaped, then tubular shape, butterfly shape, bilift, all those things. So in the next video we are just discuss about we, in the next video we are going to learn about the shape of the corolla. So these are some important points regarding the taxonomy. So I think all of you get to understand about all those things. So thank you.